What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. As most of you know, I just recently moved back to Chicago from Texas, and that's why things have been a little bit slow. It's been too cold to work on the car, and it still kind of is. It's 20 degrees out right now. We are roughing it in my parents' garage. I do not currently have a garage space in Chicago, working on that as we speak. Today, what we're going to be doing is installing these Mishimoto oil cooler and radiator and expansion tank. Thanks to Mishimoto for sending those out. Super cool of them. Stoked to get started on this. We're going to start by taking the front bumper off. All right, so unfortunately I'm not going to have enough time today to get to the oil cooler and radiator, but we did get the headlights on. It was pretty simple, like I mentioned earlier. Not worth recording. So we're going to come back another day, do the oil cooler and the radiator when it's a little bit warmer. It's fucking freezing out here, and this little infrared heater that I have going is not doing much right now. So it's pretty cold out here. It's 22 degrees, 25 degrees. We're going to come back when it's a little bit warmer, maybe knock out a little bit more. So I will catch you guys next weekend. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We have the coolant draining. The oil's already drained. So we're gonna get back into it. This install's now the next week. It's still cold as shit out here. The heater it's on. It's not doing a lot. So we're gonna get to work in just a second here. All right, so we've gotten as far as getting the stock oil cooler off. It goes right there. So we're going to get to assembling the new oil cooler from Mishimoto right after we get the new radiator installed. All right, so we got the stock radiator out of the car. Over here is the Mishimoto radiator, and you can just see how much thicker it is, even though it's not out of the plastic yet. Much thicker, much larger. I think they have about 130% cooling capacity in the Mishimoto one versus stock. So we're going to go ahead and get some of these clips transferred over and get this back in the car so we can get the oil cooler back on. So whenever I'm doing a project like this, which requires putting some stock part off of, or like an OEM part, like a speed clip, for example, which is what we're doing right now, onto the new aftermarket part, I always do them side by side, and I always just kind of do them back to back. So I won't take all the speed clips off and then put them kind of haphazardly here. I'm going to take them off and put them directly in the same spot where it's supposed to go on the aftermarket part. So we're going to take this one off right here. We're just going to put it right where it's supposed to go on the new radiator. That way, you always know that you have the same part in the same spot. All right, so we've got the new radiator in here. We got the condenser and transcooler all hooked up. We got some new radiator lines in here. Some coolant lines, which we're about to hook up here. We have the new expansion tank we're going to put on as well from Mishimoto. So we're super stoked for that. Then we're going to get that oil cooler. I know I've been talking about that kind of all day, but that's kind of the last step here. We had to get this kind of in place first before we could tackle that. So we're about to get that rolling. We'll show you what's going on. All right, so super successful day today. We got the oil cooler mounted. We have the radiator mounted. We have everything else pretty much buttoned up. Intake's back on. The overflow coolant reservoir is back on there. So really solid day. The oil cooler is mounted to the front. Kind of looks like an intercooler. Unfortunately, we are not going boosted yet, but this is an important step for that so we can keep the car cool and keep it running healthy for a long time. So really excited about what we got done today, and excited for what we're going to finish up tomorrow. All right, guys, day 3 of working on this project. We're just going to button some things up today, make sure all the lines are tight. We got to run the lines to the oil cooler and then fill it with fluids, and we're good to go. So we're going to get to work. We got one more thing to do pretty much, and then we're kind of on the home stretch of putting things back together. Good. I think we're tightened up, snugged up here, so we're going to go ahead and now run the lines where they need to go. Okay, I think everything's buttoned up like we need it to be. We're going to go ahead and give it a start, let the coolant run through, and see if we need to tighten anything up. All right, so that's gonna finish up the install today. We got the oil cooler mounted right here. I think it looks great behind the bumper there. I think in the future we're gonna have to mount it down here for when we have an actual intercooler. So we're gonna need to make space so it can get some actual airflow. Quick shout out to my dad for helping me install this, especially with the radiator. Huge help. Thanks, Dad. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's install. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.